So for step 21, attaching the axle housing pivots, you can see that we're going to be working with the axle housing again, and then we've got these pieces that have to be put on, as well as these ball connectors. And these ones are all coming off of parts tree C. And again, if for some reason you cut them all off and then can't remember which one was for where, they all have on the inside, you can see this one says A, this one says B. So they've made a point of making markings on there so that you can actually tell even after you've cut them off the parts tree. So we just need these 8 screws. We've got the couple of ball connectors, so I'll set this up and let's put these on. So first off, let's get the ball connectors on. And if you remember, this is where we put those nuts in. So this should be relatively simple to put on because we've got our box wrench here, and we're going to be able to spin these into those nuts. Yeah, there we go. Get it down to the end. There we are. And same thing on the other side. Now, often what I like to do is I'll actually use the ball connector in and put it into the box wrench, and that way when I'm trying to spin this on, it just goes on with ease. And you get a sense of, like, you see how it's pretty level going in? You're able to kind of adjust it as you spin it on to make sure that it's going in correctly. There we go. Just make sure that they're on all the way. I'm not going to over tighten, but I do want to make sure they're on. So there we go. There's the 2 ball connectors in place. So now if we work on these, this is C15A. Well, we know that this is A because you can see it down there. So if we grab the axle the way that it's supposed to be, you can see that the curve, you see how there's one side's longer than the other, right? So there's more of a curve going this way on the left. You can see that's how that's going to be on there, and we want it on the inner one. So we're going to be able to stick that in there, and that's how it should look, if you can see that. And we will tighten that up. Actually, I'll need my other screwdriver. Looks about right, but let's grab the other screw. And we'll screw that all the way down. Just make sure that that is looking correct. Yes. So you can see that now that it's actually on at a slight angle. Notice it's not quite parallel. Interesting. So it's going to be angled a bit once that is on. So this one, B, well, there's our B. And we know that it's going to be the sort of the wider side facing towards the drive line. And we'll put this one on. Screw that in. It's mostly there. And grab the other screw, put it in. And screw that in. And there we go. So we've got our ball connectors on, and we've got those 2 pieces on the axle. Now you'll notice it's now showing that we need to turn this over. So basically we've been working on it this way. We need to turn it over, And now we're going to add these again. And this one is D. So you can see this one right there says D. And it's showing that it's going to be facing backwards for this too. So that needs to sit like that, right? So that that slant is facing the rear. So put in a screw. And I'll screw that in. Grab another one. And again, I'm not putting it in all the way yet. I want to make sure that they're both going in correctly and that there's no binding. It looks correct. So we can screw the rest of that in. There we go. And so again, on this side, it's going to fit just like that because we've only got the one left over. The slanting is going to face the rear. And we can put the screw in. Looks about right. Just need to finish off this side. Yep. So there we go. There are the axle housing pivots, and you can see how they look. So these seem more parallel, but these are definitely angled on the top. So they were angled when we put them on this way, and they're a little bit more straight when we put them on the back side. But anyways, that is step 21. We are finished. So we can now move on to step 22, which is attaching the uprights.